Bushcraft 412, and today we're going to do a quick takedown of the Mossberg 342 KA. I've gotten a lot of requests on this gun because actually there's only 2 videos on this gun on all of YouTube, and nobody really. So I guess this will be a first. Nobody has a takedown video for it, and it's very similar to other bolt action guns, so it's really not too difficult. So I'm gonna bump out a quick video on how to do it. All you're really gonna need really is a couple of screwdrivers and some vice grips, or like a wrench, and you're all good. First of all, basics here. Whenever you are cleaning a weapon, always make sure and safety check the weapon before you do anything with it, because you do not want to be firing off a round you don't intend to. And bear with me here because I'm a one-man film crew. As you can see on the bottom, there is a large screw right here, and this is pretty common with most bolt action guns, is one large screw in the bottom, usually near the mag well. We are going to loosen it up. Use this better screwdriver. And we don't have to take that screw completely out, just enough to get the stock off, because it is a very long screw. And once it's free, we are going to pull the stock away. It comes away very easily. You shouldn't have to fight or anything. Let's back out here. Now you have the main part of the gun. Now, next step with this particular gun, which is uncommon for a lot of bolts, but being this is a 60s model, it's a little bit different. You're going to take this metal piece right here. You're going to push that down like so, and when you push it down, pull out the plug. Set that aside. Next, what you're going to have to do is, if the hammer is not already down, you're going to have to put the hammer down by firing. Make sure the gun is on fire and not safety. And then from there, you should be able to take the bolt straight out. And there that is. And you'll see there's a tab on the end, which that's going to come into play when we put this back together. We're going to set that aside. Next, what we are going to do, and now at this point you can actually clean the rifle. You don't need to disassemble any further. As you can see right down there. So you can actually clean from this point, from the breech end. But we're going to go over a few more things with this particular gun. As you can see, there's the trigger mechanism, the safety, and the mag holder. I do not break this down any further because it's really difficult to get back together from this point. But we're going to do it. Now, this I'm not going to take out. But this right here, if you pull this out, as you can see, it's a you can pull that out with a pair of pliers. That's the nut that holds the barrel into the receiver. This particular one here has been such a long time. The barrel and the receiver are welded together. I can't get them apart, so I'm not going to take that out. But normally you would just take that nut out, and then the barrel and receiver should separate. Depending on how old your gun is, it may not happen. Okay, so next, thing we can take out, and hopefully this shows up good, is this screw right here that holds the magazine catch in place. And there's also a small piece in the bottom that's going to fall out, so I will pull that out and show you. Yep, it fell out. So there is that, and there's the screw for that. I'm going to keep these together so the screw doesn't get mixed up. There we go, focus on that. And there's a little piece inside here we're going to pull out. This is the guide, which is the hardest thing on earth to put back in. So we will put that with there. Next, we have to take out the spring. You can see there are two end pieces to the spring. You're basically going to pull them forward. Yeah, let's pull the trigger first, because after you take the bolt out, it's going to recock. That's why I was having such a hard time with it. So make sure the hammer is down again. Otherwise, you're not going to get this thing out. And then just push forward on the two pins. These two pins. And the spring comes out. Set that aside. And that opens up. We're going to see if we can see this. You can see, there we go, there is a screw in the very bottom. In the very back there. We're going to take that screw out. I doubt that's going to show up on camera, but and voila, that comes right off. And now all you have is the actual receiver and the barrel. And like I said, all you have to do to pull them apart is take out this nut and then pull them apart. But like I said, mine is pretty much welded together. I'm going to have to heat it up before I do that. Now I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to do the reconstruction. Alright, now it's time to reassemble. So to reassemble, we're going to start right with the trigger assembly. And what I did to make things easier is I put the screw in the bottom, so it's already in there to make it a little easier to go in. You just line up your holes, and that should go right in. Ooh, didn't line that up right. Try this again. Alright, now I think we got her. There we go. So that screw is now back in. And that holds that in place enough to do the next part, which is the hardest part. And it's not going to show up very good. Now, we have this piece here that I showed you before. And this goes in with this little pointed divot on the end, needs to be towards the barrel. So this little pointed guide needs to be towards the end, and the hole needs to be towards the stock. Now how this goes in, it goes into the barrel, and it goes on the bottom part of this hole here, where you took out the magazine catch. And this is the hardest part. Now the only way I can find to do this is to go and take your hand, line this up right, put it in, and put pressure up with your hand, and then use your other hand to screw in the magazine catch. We'll see how good this turns out on camera. This is really difficult. So, hardest part is getting it lined up. Okay, I think I have it lined up. Now, put that back in. Then I start turning it by hand a little bit just to see if it's going to catch. And then oh, we got it first try. So that is now back in. The hard part of the assembly is over, and that took me, don't think I did that easy, guys. That took me a couple tries to get that working right like that. Next, we are going to put the bolt back in. And what you have to do in order to make this happen is you have to make sure that these two line up, that this tab here is lined up with your bolt, not like that. So you have to rotate the bolt so that the two of them line up. Okay, put that right back in. It should slide right in, no problems. Okay, then from there, what we are going to do is we're going to reinstall the end plug before we put the thing back in, because there's something I have to show you. Number one, you're going to want to back this out just a little bit so that this tab is sticking out just a hair. And then in order to put this back in, you have to push this little metal piece forward, like when you took it out. So you're going to line that up, and it has to go under the tab. As you can see, there's the tab. We're going under the tab. Push the little metal piece forward. Oh, gotta bring that down a little ways. There we go. Now that's in. We're going to bring that all the way forward. Close it. That's in nice and tight. And the tab is riding over. The tab is riding over, as you can see. See how the tab goes over the butt cap? You have to make sure that little metal tab goes over, because if it goes under, it's going to lock up the bolt. So, as you can see, it goes over. Alright, we're pretty much done, guys. Now from here, there is a little divot in the hammer. This little metal piece right here. You're going to put this little divot end into that little divot right there. And then, but of course you have to, let's see. Oh, something I forgot to do. Oh, okay, we were on safety. That's why. Make sure your gun is on fire, not on safety. If you're on safety, the hammer won't be able to slide down. Now, if the hammer is slid down, I guess that was okay because I had to demonstrate anyway. You're going to put the spring so that it catches on that little divot down there. Then you're going to compress it and put those tabs back into there, like that. And we are complete, and we're going to test for functionality now. We're going to cock the gun, put it in safety, no trigger pull, off of safety, trigger pull. So perfect functionality there. I always test my safety before I put them back in. Next, we are going to seat the gun back into the stock. Flip that over, and we are going to tighten that screw. And you don't want to over tighten this, just moderately tight. We're going to function test once again. Okay, we got full range on the bolt. Gun fires. You shouldn't be doing that, mind you, because rimfires will screw up if you rimfire them, or if you dry fire them too much. So we're going to test the safety. Safety is functional. So this gun is back together and fully functional. There you go, Bushcraft 412 with the Mossberg 342 KA.